Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is TJ Daly reporting live from his house. Uh, I'm doing the Photoshop challenge assignment for my Photoshop class, so yeah, that'll be great. This is a picture of my friend Zach that I'll be working on. If you have a picture of your own friend, use that as we go along here. So let's get into him. And first off, right off the bat, we notice, hey, he has a nose. And I'm not a fan of that nose placement. Let me move this background color. Um, I'm not a big fan of where his nose is. I feel like they could have chosen a better place for the nose. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, I'm using the magic wand tool to select his nose. It's not my favorite tool, as you can tell. It just selected like the left side of his cheek, and I'm not real. Oh, well, yep. That's what happens when you use the magic wand tool. Uh, I'm not a big fan of the magic wand tool. It can be easy to select multiple like things all at once, but I'm more of a fan of the quick selection tool. I mean, it's easy. I mean, just look at that. Which, by the way, I'm on the part of the quick selection tool that removes parts of the selection, and well, that just removed everything, which is not what I wanted. But we can try again. But now you'll see how the quick selection tool um, starts on a fresh selection, I suppose. And there we go. There's his nose. Big honker. Now mine for selection. And that spot here. Make sure you get all these spots, guys. Otherwise, it won't look as good. Anyway, so now we got access to his nose, and that's exactly what we want. So, as I said, I'm not a fan of where his nose is placed, so I selected this move tool right here, and I want to move it over to his right cheek. And I'd say right here would be a pretty good spot. Now, as you can see, I left this big black void in the middle of his face, and I selected black purposefully for what we're going to be making here soon. But right now, before I go on to that part, I just want to smooth out where his nose is placed. So let me deselect this real quick. All right, and once after I deselect it, you can tell there are some spots that are just sticking right out. I'm talking like everywhere along the edges, and you might be thinking, "Wow, TJ, you really screwed up this time." It's like, yeah, I know, but don't worry, guys. I can fix this with the spot healing brush tool. All I have to do is go along the edges, and actually, let me con- control Z back to the selection because it's much easier here. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, Control Z allows you to undo things. So it's always a handy shortcut. You don't have to go up to Edit and then continuously click the undo button. You can just press Control Z, and it'll all be worth it. I might have gone a little overboard right here. And let's deselect. See. Oh, there's still some spots right here, but let me try to do this real quick. Yeah, and that doesn't look too bad. But yeah, now you might be thinking, well, TJ, I'm not a big fan of his nose at all. And you know what? When you mention that, I kind of have to agree. I'm not big on his nose, so what I'd like to do instead is to just remove it. And you can remove it just by pressing the delete key and then pressing OK. And whoa, okay, when I did this before, it still left the black void, but it just turned him into Voldemort. Well, that's okay. Things always happen around here in my own house, so that's fine. But what I really want is to have the black void in his face. So let's switch over to the black color, and we can go to the pencil. You can use the brush tool as well to do this, but as you can tell, it's just it has like a little thing around it, around the edge of the size, but I usually like to go to the pencil in that case. And as you can tell, I just grew out the whole thing. Hey, let me go back. The reason I didn't use the paint bucket tool is because I'm not a big fan of it. You see that? It just brings up a bunch of splotches, which I'm not a fan of. And then there's still some like little bits of his nose, which no, I don't want that. You don't want that. No one wants that. So, like I said, the pencils always my favorite to use in cases like these. So that should be everything. And let's deselect his void for a second. And yeah, that looks pretty good, guys. He's got no nose. That's what we wanted. Anyway, now I'm going to use the zoom tool to zoom in on his eye. And you know what? I just realized I didn't click on the zoom tool. I clicked on the dodge tool. The zoom tool is right here. Don't click on that. You don't want to lighten his eye any more than it already is. Anyway, we'll look real deep into his eyes this time around. And well, as I don't like using the quick selection tool for this part in particular. I think the lasso is a bit easier to work with. I'll show you with the other eye in a second, but I'm just not a fan of the quick selection tool at times. You know, I'm not a fan of the magic tool at all. This one right here, not a fan of it. But anyway, here we go. And this is where I like to use the pencil because it blacks out his eye entirely, and that's exactly what we want. We want to black out his eye. Now, could I have done the same thing to his nose? Absolutely, but who cares? Am I right? And all right, and you're probably wondering, TJ, what on earth are we doing here? And I'll show you. And I'm trying to make a certain character from a certain game. Maybe by now you'll know who I'm talking about. It's Sans from Undertale. Now, I've never played Undertale, so I don't know how good of a game it is. I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's really bad. I don't know. I don't care. But I just wanted to make my friend into Sans, and look at that. His right eye is actually perfect. It's actually better than what I tried to do before. But yeah, that looks real. That actually looks pretty good. And anyway, let's move over to his other eye. And if you know anything about Sans, which I know very little about Sans, he's a skeleton, right? But for some reason, he has eyes. Ooh, you know what? I just realized my mistake. I didn't deselect this, and I'm on the negative option for the lasso. But let's lasso select his eye. Let's do that again, because I am not a fan of how I did that. Oh, yep. Just as my parents say, what I just did was disappointing, and I could not agree with my parents more than at this moment. But whatever. But but honestly, I think it's just easier to delete the eye entirely. Actually, I just remembered that doesn't work. But that's fine. We could, as I said with the nose, we can just do that. And you know what? Here's a good time to use the eraser, because instead of screwing up with the pencil and showing you how inefficient with Photoshop I am, I'm going to show you just exactly how the eraser works. So even though I have the blue selected, the eraser actually selects the background color instead, which is awesome in moments like these where I didn't, you know, I don't want the whole entire eye to be blue. I want it to be black. So now again, if you know anything about Undertale, which I don't, oops. Let's make this exactly how it was on the other eye. You know that one of his eyes is blue. I just messed that up again. That's fine. And look at that. We're almost there, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what size was that before for the cornea. Gosh, dang it. I can't do this, but I can. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. This is probably making the video much longer than it needs to be. But look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just great? That's what we all wanted. That's what we all wanted in life, and this is what we need. Uh, yeah. This is really great. Really great. Uh, oh my. Anyway, let's go back to the quick selection tool, and as you can tell, this background makes him look like he's in a Waffle House. And that's probably because we took this picture in a Waffle House. So your theory isn't too far off. But yeah, we don't Sans, maybe he would be in a Waffle House, but I don't know if he really would be. I don't know if Waffle Houses exist in the land of Undertale. Maybe a different kind, but not this kind. And let's make the background black, because I mean it always looks so black in Undertale. So, and honestly, it'd probably be much faster to use the 5,000 size brush. You don't always need to go so big on Photoshop, but you know, and you know, I want to be honest, the black background, it doesn't have much personality. So I think I'd rather change it up a little bit. You know, let's make the foreground yellow and the background red. And you're probably wondering, well, TJ, why are you doing this? Well, that's because I want to show you all the gradient tool and how useful it is. It can make pretty colors, such as this, or this. You can also change it up a little bit. So it kind of looks like there's the sun up over there, up right behind him. This one's okay. I personally wouldn't use it for this because it looks like he's behind, or like in front of some sort of flag. We don't want his politics in here. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. And well, guys, that's it. Really. Actually, one more thing that I totally forgot up until now. Sans has a certain catchphrase, or a phrase that's popular with the kids of today, and ooh, that is pretty small. And his catchphrase is not Lorium Lipsum, or whatever Latin that is. I don't know. Not exactly the most Latin guy you know. But let's try to make this as big as possible. Alright, well, that was too big. But, you know, that's fine. This is fine. And let's undo that. Let's, you know, that was too big. Make it 1,000. And, you're gonna, oh, I'm very good at spelling, guys, I swear. Have a bad time. And it's still a bit too big, even with my fixins. So let's do this. Wow. Oh man, Zach's gonna love this. But yeah, that's my tutorial, guys. So let's just save this. You know. Oh my. Oh my. And we'll just save it in pictures just to make it easy. And yeah, that's how you spell Zach, by the way. Who knew? That's amazing. And, you know, I want to make it a PNG. Save. And that's fine. And wait for it to save. And well, I'm done, guys. That's the end of the tutorial. Hope you liked it. I know I did. So Hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.